Hello everyone and welcome back to the workshop. This evening we're going to be building a 32 spoke front wheel to go with my Raleigh Dawn Tourist, my 1950 vintage bike, the frame of which you can see in the background down here. Along with the 40 spoke front wheel, which we built in a previous live stream. So this is the rear hub with the dyno hub. So we did that 2-3 weeks ago, and yeah, so we just need a front wheel to go with it now. So these rims are for rod brakes. They are Westwood rims, so you can't use rim brakes with them. They're specifically for rod brakes. And I'll be using tonight the original Raleigh instructions from the 1950s or 60s. So I'll be going through these. If you want to follow along with this, you can find the link to this in the description of the video of the live stream. So one change I did to the last one is I actually numbered the pages now, so that I can easily find where I am, because it can be a little bit confusing because there's lots of different sections which are like hub specific. So you have to always check which kind of hubs the instructions are referring to. So if you're watching along, please do feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Let me know where you're joining us from. It's always good to find out where people are watching the channel. I know that over the past couple of weeks the biggest country or region that people are joining us from is India. That's overtaken the UK. So if you're watching this in India, thank you very much for your support and for joining us. Yeah, I think it's the top areas are India, the UK, the United States, Brazil, and I forget where number 5 is. But yeah, so basically across the world, wherever you are, thank you very much for joining. And let's crack on with this. So the size of the rims are these are 26 and 1 3/8 rims. So the old kind of traditional roadster wheel size. So the old kind of English bicycle size. So I'm just going to go through what I'm going to be using as the tools and things tonight. So trusty screwdriver for screwing in the nipples. Got a nipple wrench for tightening things up when we're done. The spokes I'm using, the 32 spokes of course, these are stainless steel plain gauge spokes. They're 285 millimeters long, and these so they're 5 millimeters longer than the ones I use for the rear wheel, because front hubs are much smaller than the rear hubs, so you need longer spokes. So I've got all the components set out all together. This is the hub itself. Hopefully you can make that out. So this is Raleigh Industries on it. I've not put the axle or the bearings, anything in yet. I'm going to do that once the wheel it has been laced, because then it'll be. I just think it's easier to put it together when you can put the hub flat rather than having it bounce around everywhere. So I'll do that after this is together. Probably not tonight, unless we do this super quick, because I only have a couple of hours for this stream. But you can see that all the other components are in this box, all safe together, with the axle, the cones, and the cover for the kind of the grease nipple, the grease hole in the hub. So that's all that together, and then I've got a bag full of nipples and washers. So if you're doing Westwood rims, you need to have a washer that goes between the nipple and the rim, so that it conforms to the to the surface on the inside of the rim. So I've got those there, all nicely prepped, and then I've put some oil in this jar. This is just for like oiling the ends of the spoke, just so it's easier to put together. And that is just some kind of TF2 wet lubricant, just to make it a bit easier to do. Alright, if you have any questions or anything, please do ask. I've got the chat open on my iPad, so I hopefully see questions as they pop up as we go along. So please do feel free to ask if there's anything I've not covered. But yeah, so let's get going. So I'll start off by going through the instructions. So the first thing we have to do with the instructions is establish what kind of rim we're using. So there's two types. There's Z rims and Y rims, and that's all based on what the relative position of the spoke holes are to the valve hole on the rim, and that affects which hole you put your first couple of spokes in. So here on the diagram, you can hopefully see that if you got the valve hole there and you're looking from the side of the rim, if the first hole is to kind of the left of the axis, then that is a Y rim. If it's to the right of the axis, then it is a Z rim. Now, if we look on this rim, what I've set up, so I've marked the valve hole with tape. It's just easier when you're assembling the rim because you can always see the position right away. You can see the first hole is to the right of the vertical axis, so this makes this a Z rim. So when we go through the instructions, we'll be looking at the ones for Z rims. If you're doing this at home, your rim may vary, so please look at the instructions accordingly. So, alright. So the first stage, now that we've established what kind of hub rim this is to get the non-drive side trailing spokes installed. Now, so you might be wondering, like, which side of the hub is the drive side or the non-drive side? Well, if you look at the hub, you'll see the logo. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much because the hub is the same. A front hub is the same on both sides. But the convention is, if you look at the text should look right way up if you're looking at the bike from the front. So if you're stood in front of the bike, looking down at the hub, you should be able to read the text the correct way up. So that's that way around. And also the convention is that the text on the hub should be visible when looking through the valve hole. So if looking through the rim, through the valve hole, then you should be able to see this text. So we've got this green tape, got this text here, so we're just lining it up like that. So when we put the spokes in, we'll put them in and make sure that the hub is twisted so that the text lines up with the valve hole. So first thing to do, now we've done that, is to actually start sticking some spokes in. So I've got the, if I want to have this lined up with the top there, this spoke has to go, if you're using a Z rim, it has to go in the hole, two holes along from the valve hole, because these spoke holes are offset, so you want the one that's basically on this side of the rim. So it'll be that one, and then want to have this spoke through this hole onto there so that the text is the right way around. I hope you get what I'm trying to say, but yeah, but it's not really that important. It's just kind of the convention for, pretty vain, shallow aesthetics. And I've dropped the spoke. Probably not for the first time. Alright, so let's crack on. So just insert the spoke through the outside of the hub. It should fit. There we go. It's a little bit tight. There we go. So you do this 8 spokes, alternate holes. So we're just on page 3 of the instructions at the moment. No, alternate holes. There we go. So basically the process is that we'll insert all of the trailing spokes and get them all inserted on one side, and then we'll insert a leading spoke on one side, and then you flip the rim over and do all of the trailing spokes and all of the leading spokes on the other side. So, right, so here we are. So, just going to lay the spokes out as we go. Right. So, something like that. So now we need to get some washers out. So I'll get some washers out from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're wondering where I've got all these components from, I've picked. I've got everything from SJS Cycles online, because they're based in the southwest of England, and they basically have lots of different things, lots of components. So I get all my spares for like Sturmey Archer hubs and stuff from them. You know, it's pretty straightforward. If you know the part code or whatever, you just type it in and they will probably have it if it's, you know, still being made. Right, so I've got the bits out. So what I didn't do though is I didn't oil the ends of the spokes. That's very silly of me. So I will do that now. So I'll just dip the end of the spokes in the oil. There we go. That was silly of me. Right. I don't know if you can hear the wind noise at all, but we currently have Storm Franklin blowing, literally blowing a gale outside. So I hope it's not being picked up too badly by the microphone. But yeah, so it was actually on the previous live stream. It was quite windy and stormy as well. But that's February for you in the UK. So hopefully, wherever you are keeping all safe and well. So, right. Okay, so let's get the first spoke in, and it's basically from this spoke we'll basically fit all the others. Alright, so I'm doing this wrong. What I will do actually is I will rotate the rim and do it closest to me. Hopefully you can still see. I'll just adjust the camera. There we go. Right. And now that I've done that, I need to. There we go. So makes it a bit easier. Right. So I'll put the nipple on with the washer on top, and then put that through the hole, which, as I said before, is the second one along from the valve hole. So I'll just put it on, use a little screwdriver, and then you just screw it in so that half of the thread of the screwdriver is so half the thread of the spoke is taken off. So we're currently on page 4 of the instructions. Now once we've done this first one, we now want to do all of these other spokes, basically every 4 holes. So you fit them, and there should be 3 spoke holes between each of these spokes. So I'm going to proceed and do that. So hopefully I won't make any silly mistakes like I did last time. I mean, counting to 4, what could possibly go wrong? Immediately drops a screw, drops a spoke. spoke nipple. Do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. So put the washer on the nipple, and then just screw it on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you turn the rim round and stuff, it's a good idea to make sure you haven't got like the nipples and the washers caught on the rim. The washers like to rotate, and because they're oval shaped, they sometimes stick and prevent the nipple from tightening up all the way. So I'll make sure as we flip the rim over and stuff to do the different sides, we'll make sure that they're all in the correct positions. So that's 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, by the way, watching me fiddle about with bikes and stuff, please do subscribe to the channel. Please do like this video, because if you like it, if you press the like button, it lets YouTube know that people who have similar interests to you might also like this video, and suggest it to them. So it really supports the channel, and hopefully it'll mean that when I produce videos in future, YouTube will be more likely to show them to you. So please do consider that. Thank you. And I should say that I'm really grateful to all the support that people have given me, with comments and things and suggestions for videos and other stuff. I'm just a amateur bike builder here in the UK, or bike restorer. I don't get paid to do this. It's just a hobby. I certainly don't make any money from doing it, because all this costs money, and it's just a hobby. So, and I just do it to hopefully, well, keep myself occupied, and hopefully you enjoy it too. I'm certainly not sponsored like other channels. If there's any sponsors out there, probably, I don't know. You might not want to associate with me when you see me fiddling around with spokes like this. But yes, I'm very grateful to everyone who has watched some videos or subscribed. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then in theory this should be, yes, there's 1, 2, 3. I've not messed this up yet. Right, okay, so we've fitted all of the trailing spokes to the bike, and I'm just going to rotate this hub now so that all the spokes are not caught, all the spoke nipples are not caught on the rim, because that's something I had a problem with last time. There we go. So if I've done this correctly, the wording of the hub should be visible. Yeah, just about. I think that's probably as close as it will get, otherwise it will be rotated around. It's just the way that the hub. So, right. Right, so right, I'll put that there, and oh dear, what was it? Put it there we go. No wait, so these are trailing. Yes, so these are trailing spokes, so they have to go that way. Make sure these go through the holes in the rim. Okay, just twist. There we go. Right, so now we need to do the leading spokes. So we're on page 5 now of the instructions. Now I'm building this as a 3-cross pattern. Now what a 3-cross pattern means is that when you insert a leading spoke from the inside of the hub, it crosses 1, 2, 3 spokes before it gets to the rim. Like so. So the rear wheel is a 4-cross spoke, in which so that it crosses 4 spokes before it gets to the end of the rim. But that's a 40-hole wheel, so there's more spokes on each side. So with this, it's only 32 spokes. So yeah, so cross through pattern 1, 2, 3. So if I bring this towards the edge, it's easier to insert from below, and then you just insert from the bottom. There we go. Like so. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then it's the next hole along, basically the hole that is what do you call it? Next hole that's on this side of the rim. So we need more nipples out and more washers. So I'll get some nipples. And more washers. Right. As I say, if you have any questions, please do stick them in chat, and I'll answer them when I can. Right, so now we've done that, so 1, 2, 3, goes to the rim, and we stick the nipple through, and then a screwdriver. And we just wind it in so that the thread on the spoke is half covered, and that is one side of the rim done. So we're just going to just going to flip the wheel over, make sure that the nipples are not caught on the washers. And then we'll start with the trailing spokes on the well, on the non-drive side. Now, this is very similar. So you drop a spoke in. So the holes in the hub on each side are slightly offset from each other. So when you're doing the non-drive side, you find the hole in the hub is slightly clockwise of the spoke that's on the other side. And then that goes in to the next hole along on the rim. So you see, so for this spoke, we're using this as a reference. We'll look kind of through the holes on the rim, find the next hole along that's clockwise from the spoke on the other side, and then we put that through there. Come on. Yep. Come on. A little bit. It's a little bit tight. Some of these holes are bigger than others. There we go. Just kind of screwed it through. Right. Come on. There we go. And then that goes in the next hole along in the rim. So I'll fit spoke nipple. Screw it in halfway up the thread. And then we carry on and we basically put in the alternate spokes in through alternate holes, and do that all the way around. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Yeah. Oil these spokes. Question is, shouldn't your crossing spoke go over the first 2 spokes and under the third? Good question. I'll double check, because the spokes on these wheels aren't, well, the original ones anyway, weren't interlaced. I think that's what you mean. So if I get the so this is the rear wheel. This is a 4-cross pattern, so across four spokes, but the spokes are not interlaced, and that's just how it was on the original one and in the instructions. I think it's just a style, but I'll just double check now you've said that. Oh dear. Yeah, so apparently these aren't interlaced. But yeah, I mean other spokes, other wheels do have interlaced ones. But not these ones. I'm just looking at my other wheels. No. Well, that's a good question, Keith. Alright, so put these the rest of these trailing spokes in. That's not going through. Yeah, some of these holes are not as wide as others, so there we go. So I'm basically just screwing the the spoke through that hole in the hub because it's not big enough. There we go. Right. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. Right. So we've got the spokes in the hub, so we can start fitting the nipples. So where's the one that we fitted already? There we go. So get the spoke, the next hole along, and then screw it on. Pick up the screwdriver. So, because we don't have a lot of time this evening, I won't be covering the truing of the wheel in this session. I will do that in a future live stream. I have bought a truing stand, so I'm just putting the spokes through the wheels here, through the rim. So I will definitely make a post about that. Right. So as we do this, put more spokes in and gradually tighten up the wheel. The wheel will kind of pull itself into shape, so it should get a bit easier. Because at the moment it's laying quite flat because it's only got one set of spokes tightened up. Right, so let's just check. So we've got all these in. Just make sure that the nipples aren't caught on the washers. The wheel is pulling itself into shape. And that I've not missed out on the spokes. Right. So if we've done this correctly, we should have all the spokes kind of in pairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's got a trailing spoke. Right. So now we've done the trailing spokes on the non-drive side. We now do the leading spokes on the non-drive side before flipping the wheel over to finish off the leading spokes on the drive side of the rim. Right, so find basically where I started with a valve hole. So we now need to do what we were doing before, where we put in we insert from the bottom spoke, having it crosses 1, 2, 3 spokes before going into the hole in the rim. So insert all the spokes at the same time. If I can get it through the hole. The hole is tight. So that's one spoke. So get more spokes and just oil the ends. Before inserting them. Come on. I did check the thickness of these spokes. I'm sure these are meant to be the right size. Come on. Maybe it's just the angle. There we go. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit finicky. struggles to go through. So maybe it's the thread is a bit wider. There we go. So it's not the spoke itself, it's like the thread is getting caught. Right. Ooh, have after all that, I have made a bit of a boo-boo, it seems. What have I done wrong? The perils of live streaming. Right, so that's correct there. So we've got that coming from there. So that 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2. Maybe I'm just so thinking 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So there should be 3 kind of holes between each of these spokes. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. Right. Oh yeah, I know this. Right. Oh dear. Right. Let's try this again. So, trailing spoke 1, 2, 3 should be there. Yeah, I think it's just because it's lying flat. Okay, right. Panic over. Come on. Oh dear. What have I got? What have I got caught? I've got something caught. There we go. Right. So, I've got the first there we go. Got the first leading spoke in on the drive side. So it should start to come together. So this one goes 1, 2, 3. So I need more nipples. More washers. There we go. So that's coming together. Right. Oh dear, what am I going to do? It's just such a tight squeeze. Right. I'm going to try, because it's such a tight squeeze to get through the hole bit, I'm trying to put all the spokes through. So I'll do that by turning the wheel over and do it from the other side. Still go through. I didn't have this problem with the other hub. The holes on that were more consistently sized. This is working much better. Right. Oh. Okay, so got all the spokes in now. So I'm going to just pull them through and lay them out. Right, so this goes 1, 2, 3 into that hole there. Right, much easier when they're all in at the same time. There we go. Yeah, it's helping that I'm lifting the rim up. Right, 1, 2, 3, and then goes in this hole there. So, yeah, I don't know why these aren't interlaced. Might be just Raleigh's style, or like the shape of the hubs. Sorry, shape of the rims. So if there's anyone more learned than me about why this particular style doesn't have interlaced spokes, please let me know. Right, there we go, we're on a roll now. Right, 1, 2, 3, there's the hole. I find it's easier to stick the nipple through the hole in the rim. So I got that. Again, just making sure that the washers and things aren't caught. Come on. There we go. Just need to screw that. Come on. So again, that's 1, 2, 3 there. Just making sure that it's not caught. Right. So 1, 2, 3. something is caught somewhere. This, maybe I need to tighten these up a bit more just to make sure it's pulled into shape. Or if I do it around this side. Yeah. Oh, some of these spokes aren't all the way through. Come on. Beginning to suspect that something has gone awry. Because, right, so this one crosses 1, 2, 3, gets to that side, right. So then this spoke is it flat? No, it's not quite flush. Oh, oh dear. These. Alright, so I'm just checking what I've done with the trailing spokes. Is that really one hole? It's really hard to tell. I need a straight. Oh, it's so hard to tell whether it's. Okay, yes, I've done this wrong. I think this needs to be back one. Yeah, right, okay, so there's an important lesson there in that always need to check that the eyelets are lined up correctly. Oh. are so tight holes. Right. I guess with it being a smaller hub, you know, it's easier to get the offset wrong. Right, so let's so that one needs to be in this hole there, right? So yeah, so the offset was too far when I was putting the spokes in. See, I'm a beginner, believe it or not. That's why I'm making mistakes like this, but it's all experience. Hopefully I can make up for lost time, because I am supposed to be finishing this stream at 9 o'clock. Right, so you'll see what I mean when I do this one. So this spoke is actually meant to be not in this hole, but back one, this hole. So, right. Ah, dear. So I need to take all of these spokes out. See, that's why some of them were too loose and wasn't coming together. So I'm just taking spokes out, moving them back one hole in the hub, and then putting them back into the rim. So if this was a film or a medical drama or whatever, this would be like the last, I don't know, you know, when you're 3/4 of the way through and they've been thinking it was one disease and treating it, and it turns out it's something completely different, and what they were doing were making it worse, and now they've finally figured it out, and then they have a nice montage. So cue some action music. There's no music. I'm just going to rotate this around so you can probably see better what I'm doing. Last one. So if you've just joined us, we've just gone back and undone the half of the leading spokes on the non-drive side, and then relaced the non-drive side trailing spokes because I put them in the wrong hole. And I'm just like moving them back like one hole around the hub. And the reason I found that is because some of the spokes were looser than what they should have been. So it was it's quite difficult to tell sometimes how far offset they are. But yeah, so no matter, right, so yes, so I'm just checking that the various washers and things aren't caught. Alright, so now, once again, we are going to be now doing the non-drive side leading spokes. So, inserting on the bottom, and it's 3 cross pattern, 1, 2, 3, and then into the rim. Yes, it actually. Yeah. By Jove, I think he's got it. He's says, famous last words. Right. Now, we just do all of these. Oh, come on. Tell you what, so I'm supposed to flip it over and drop them in. That might be easier if I have gravity on my side. One. So tight. The thing is, I know the spokes are the right size, it's just because they drop through normally. It's just like the thread just seems a bit thicker or something. It's just hard to get it in. Come on. There we go. Sorted. Right. Now, all the spokes, flip the wheel over again, and then let's start laying them out. This one we've got already in, so we go 1, 2, 3, and put it in. That there, right. And, the winds are certainly quite strong outside at the moment. Don't know if you can hear that. That is Storm Franklin blowing over the UK. Hopefully everyone is keeping safe. We've had 3 named storms in about 4 days. So it's quite windy outside at the moment. Right. So 1, 2, 3. Washer, nipple. So this is the replacement rim for my 1950 Dawn Tourist. When I finish doing this side, I'll show you the original rim. It is not in a good state. Why is that not? I'm not going through that hole. Is it stuck? Come on. Anyway. Right. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these go in every 4 holes. As it's going in, it is getting slightly easier each time. Yes. So as I'm putting these in, the wheel is getting gradually pulled into shape, like the rim. So as I'm putting these nipples on, screwing them maybe halfway up the thread on the spokes. 1, 2, 3. And then once they're all in, I'll screw them so that the thread is completely covered, but so that all the spokes are the same tension. And then I'll gradually take out the slack on all the spokes, and then the wheel will be, well, once I've put the axle in, because I've not done that, because I wanted to do that after I'd built up the rim. Once I've done that, I can true it. So I'll do that in a a future video, because I do have a nice truing stand which I'm keen to give a go. Right, so let's see that. Right, so we've now done all of the spokes on the non-drive side of the wheel. So it'll be rotating this way. So just checking out. So there should be, if I've done this correctly, there should be one spoke hole in the rim between each set of 3, apart from the one where I've already put the leading spoke in on the drive side when I was doing this originally. So 1, 2, 3. Right, so now I need to do the drive side. So let's just cover the instructions, what we've done so far. So that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Da-da-da. Two spoke wheels across 2 or 3 times. Yes, that's what we're doing. 4 spoke. Then spoke through across 2 spokes, hold C, across 3. Missing 1 spoke. Right. So yes. Well, I was just checking these instructions because it does not mention interlacing, and someone asked in the chat, like, what about interlacing the spokes? And the original wheel that I dismantled, the spokes weren't interlaced, as was the previous wheel, so I'm guessing it was just the style, because it's not mentioned in the instructions whether to interlace them or not. So, how odd. Anyway, onwards. So we'll flip the wheel over so we can insert the leading spokes for the drive side from the back. And I'll just tip that down so you can see. Alright. So I've got my spokes. I'm going to just oil the ends. There we go. And then I'm just going to drop them through the remaining holes in the hub, assuming that the holes will let me play it through. stood up this long. Come on. So I'm just kind of screwing this through. Come on. Oh, this is taking its time. Come on. You know, if I have done this completely wrong, even though the instructions said not to interlace them, please do say something in the chat, or you know, in the comments of the stream, and let me know, because now I keep asking that question. I'm like, you know, doubting myself, but I'm just following what they did. You know, the person who did the wheel. The original wheel did it wrong. Who knows? Right. So we've got all the remaining spokes in now. So just lay them out. Come on. Right. Right. I'll get some more spoke nipples out. I've got plenty of washers. So we're almost there now. So we are doing the leading spokes on the drive side now. So it's all in the good sense, not the downhill quality, but downhill as in it's easy. Oh dear. One, two, three. One, two, three. Oh dear, that dog is barking. Must be something outside in the storm. Let's set her off. She's not outside. My wife is looking after the dog at the moment. So I need to finish this soon because I'm supposed to be making dinner. Yeah, it's the way these spokes are. I can't really see it how they're meant to be interlaced because the shape of the hub in the rim wouldn't allow it. Maybe it's something to do with Westwood rims, who knows? Or just something of the day. I will ask on Facebook. By the way, if any of you are interested in Raleigh Roadsters and stuff like that, there is an excellent Facebook group called the Raleigh Roadster Owners Club. Where people offer lots of advice and tips and suggestions and sometimes advertise bikes for sale, and it is a very excellent group. Very knowledgeable people on there. So I will probably be going on there right after the stream to ask about interlacing. But with that, now as I've said that, I've just done the last spoke. So yes, so 1, 2, 3. Then goes 1, 2, 3. Then goes 1, 2, 3. So yes, so it's all come together. What do you think of that? Not bad. So next task now is to tighten up these tighten up the spoke nipples so all the thread is covered, and that should make the wheel a lot better, really. And then once that's done, we'll finish the stream there. Just yeah, because this, I think it's because with the nipples being so loose, it's quite easy for the spokes to get stuck on the rim. So we'll just do this and then give everything a good check. So nothing seems to be stuck anywhere. So if you think this takes a long time, you should have seen the 40 spoke one. Oh dear. looks pretty good, I think. Definitely wheel shaped. Some spokes definitely looser than others, but that's we'll sort that out off stream. So, yes, just bend these. Supposed to bend these down, get them into shape. That's what I'm doing. And then look it over. Right. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Running out of time now. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I've got some more restoration projects coming up, including a Raleigh Pioneer trail. That's going to be fixed up and restored. I've got a front suspension mountain bike that's to be fixed up, but the poor weather at the moment has been getting in the way of doing all that. So I've been just focusing on the indoor jobs, and my workshop isn't that particularly big. It's basically just a converted outhouse. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope you'll tune in for future live streams and future videos. So yeah, so with that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please press like. Please subscribe. Please share this on different like social media and things. And I hope you all stay safe in this in the bad weather, if you're here in the UK at least. And you know, wherever you are around the world, thank you very much for your time this evening, and take care. Bye for now.